It's Tuesday, it's just before 9 a.m. A little bit later of a start today. I wanted to make sure that I got lots of rest yesterday after the ride. Making my way over to Temple to grab a coffee, and then I'm gonna start my nice long Tuesday ride. It rained yesterday. The weather changed dramatically. Hopefully we don't get rained on. It's been quite a while since I got rained on. All right, so 3 miles in, just got my espresso. My bike is so dirty from yesterday with Travis. The good thing about it raining is hopefully it'll give it a wash. Otherwise, I'll have to power wash it when I get home. Here's to another day of being on the bike. $20 miles in, keeping the RPMs above 90. It's gorgeous out here. Just me and the open road. The thing I love most about this loop, post-rain, are the colors. So pretty out. Such a great, fun loop. And on that note, if you're new to my channel, or if you missed the video a few years ago, right behind me, that bridge was flooded when I decided to go out in the rain, and it was up to my hubs. I'll post the card right up above so you can check out that video. One of my favorite vlogs I've ever done. Again, I can't say it enough times. This ride is beautiful. Moo! All right, about 2 hours into the ride. I did this ride fasted this morning, no breakfast like I usually do. And I wanted to see how my body felt and how long I could go before I started getting hungry. I started out with 4 scoops of the Crank Naturals Endurance Hydration. There's not a ton of calories in there. It's not like I was a meal replacement, so I wouldn't consider that eating. 2 hours in, 2 hours 5 minutes, and bag of chips and a Coke. It's about 600 calories, and then since I'm not even halfway done yet with the ride, I got another 500 calories here. So just right above 1,000 calories for the ride that I'm planning on consuming. Just keeping the RPMs above 90. Very low heart rate. Just spinning the legs, flushing out the lactic acid. And I'm just starting to feel the first drops of rain. We've made it this far. This thing is dirty. Halfway there. Neck pain slightly there. Legs are feeling it. 90 plus RPMs for the first lap. I'm gonna go ahead and lap it and see how I do in the second half. We got about 1,400 feet of climbing so far, and the rest of the ride's pretty flat, but it's very windy, and my seated area is really sore. I ordered some chamois butter this morning Finally, I just said screw it and I ordered it. It'll be here Thursday. All right, so we're just over 60 miles in and stopped at the mill for a cold brew. They weren't open last time I came, so I wanted to support them, and also want to get a coffee because this last half of the ride it's getting really windy and I'm getting really sore in the saddle. So instead of calling it a day, I'm gonna just push through and make it through. Since I'm not going hard, I think I'll be fine. Oh man, just really sore in the saddle right now. But it's one of those things where I need to know to keep going, and for the harder rides I have coming up, I want to be able to turn off that switch. The headwind is gnarly. I finally made it to Woodland. I'm 80 miles in. I'm dying at this point. I got a Gatorade, hydration, sugar, more sugar, fat, salt and fat. Oh my God. Definitely feeling it. Wind is unforgiving. 100 miles in. That 1,600 calories back at the store helped. I think I could have just gotten a possible KOM. I went for it on the causeway with the tailwind. I was fucking moving. Oh yeah. Hours later, back on the bridge, almost home. What a day. Ride's over. I had to run to the store and get food, so I wanted to wait until after I ate because my good friend Jim wanted to know, what do I eat on these rides and what do I eat in and around them? The ride itself was pretty easy, but that wind made it feel way harder. I had an easy pace almost the whole ride. It's 115 miles. We had just under 2,000 feet of climbing. 2,200 calories on the ride, and I averaged a 17.8 mile per hour for 6 hours and 27 minutes. And at mile 100, I decided to drop the hammer and felt really good from all the extra calories I got. And I got second place. I went for the KOM on the causeway. 1.5 miles, I averaged 30 miles an hour with 166 heartbeat per minute. The other really cool thing is I was trying to average 90 RPMs for the ride and keep my heart rate down. So I averaged 118 beats per minute, which is solid. It never got above 140 beats, except for when I went for that effort. First lap that I did for the first half was 3:08. I averaged 18 miles an hour, averaged 117 beats per minute, and I averaged 90 RPMs. And for the second half, 17.6 miles an hour average, and 58 miles compared to 56 for the first half, so it's a little bit longer. No climbing. I averaged an 127 heart rate as opposed to the 117, and that's just because I went a little harder towards the end. And my cadence was 85 for the second half. The headwind was super gnarly. The headwind was just unforgiving. And I got our average temperature of 68 degrees, and it was a high of 78.8. Total calories for the day. So I consumed about 2,800 calories during the ride. Really good. I only burned about 2,000 on the ride, and then I got home, I got pasta. While the water was boiling, I ate a can of organic baked beans, and then I smashed a whole box of pasta, so I got 940-ish grams of carbs, 1,000 calories 119 or 116 grams of protein and 94 grams of fat. I'll have the percentages right here. I can't quite remember, but it was in the 70 percentile carb-ish, and then a little higher on the fat, but I mean, I was smashing it today, and I chose to eat a couple of salty, fattier snacks on the ride, so that way I can feel a little more satisfied longer. When I put the sugar right in, it just goes right in and it burns off, and I needed something to kind of stay and make me not want to stop and eat again. Solid day. Thanks for watching. If you have any other questions about what I'm eating or riding details that I might have missed, let me know down below. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday. 2 rides. Thanks for watching.